Hi, Brett. Brett Kaufman challenged me to answer this question for 21 minutes. So it's 5:20 p.m. here, and with authentic passion. And the question was, without any preparation, who to hire to do your marketing? Okay, I'm going to answer the question specifically as it's asked. Who, which means another person, not AI. So you want to relate to another human being. They may use all sorts of systems, but you need another human being, and there's a damn good reason for that, which I'll get to in a second. Who to hire? Now, again, it's a matter of how you hire. Do you just pay them money to do a job, or do you get them involved in a way where they're passionate about what they're doing and they get to know your passion for what you're doing? And so the way you work together, how you do it, why you're doing it, when you're doing it, is all synchronized to both of you. It's two unique human beings. In other words, there's a respect for your nature and their nature and what you're doing together. So who you hire to do, now that means they're going to put things into action. And that requires power and empowerment, which we'll get to again in a moment because this is all linked in. And to do your marketing, that means marketing yourself. So let's have a look at the nature of marketing. Marketing is putting what you have to offer out into the market in a way that's valuable, attractive, and valuable to other people. And that's crucial. Marketing it's like dating. It's like attracting. It's putting out good energy in the hope that you'll get good energy in return. Now, if you're doing that purely out of self-interest, you're actually separating yourself from the market. But it has to come from yourself, otherwise you've got nothing to offer the market. So marketing is a form of negotiation, it's a form of trading, it's a form of exchange, like sex is, like being intimate is. And it happens between two human beings, and it can happen between you and your dog, you and your horse, but this is not, I sincerely doubt this is not the marketing that Brett's talking about. But if it is, the same principles apply as long as you respect the nature of your dog, your cat, your horse, the tiger who just came around the bend. There's a way of marketing. Are you prey or are you a threat? And it's the energy that you put out there. So they're going to do your marketing. Marketing involves power. It doesn't involve strength. Strength is something that you use to overcome resistance over time. It requires endurance and it requires overcoming. Power, the difference between power and strength is power comes from the feminine and it overcomes resistance fast. In other words, if you're going to do something, you want a result quickly, not rushed, not ill-considered, not just throwing away $1 million on somebody who claims they're somebody. But the marketing is done in a way that's powerful And it's even more powerful when it's empowering the other person. So to do marketing, you've got to know your power as an individual, as a unique individual. You've got to be in touch with it. It can make you strong to keep marketing going over long, substantial periods of time. No problem with that. But to have strong or manipulative marketing is not powerful, because manipulative marketing creates resistance. Powerful marketing overcomes resistance quickly. In other words, it reduces and even eliminates resistance. So to do that, you need to know your power, your nature, and I'll talk about what those two things are. And then you need to understand the other person's, how their power works and how their nature works. And then you create something that overcomes any resistance very quickly. In other words, it empowers both of you and takes the way you present yourself to a powerful new level, which is highly attractive. It's vulnerable. See, I said power is feminine. Attractive, vulnerable, soft, like martial arts, like women, but at the same time, powerful. Like a woman's glance can change everything in a second. Again, think of dating or whatever. Now, if you're going to hire someone to do your marketing and they don't understand that and they've got some smart technique that brings in tons of money fast, it's going to create resistance ultimately, because it's a strong technique. It gives you a lot of money. It's coming from purely self-interest. They're getting a bit of a kickback called a percentage of the action. But at some point or another, it will increase resistance, not only eliminate it, but take you to a whole new level. And you see this in the world. In mathematics and psychology, it's called the Pareto effect. But in everyday life, what it is 33% of the population own 90%, or I think originally it was 20% of what you do creates 80% of the result, but it ends up financially as the top 1 or 2 or 3% of the people in the world own a massive amount in the 90% of all the income. Now, that's a whole topic you could go into, but there's been a lot of very sophisticated marketing going on out there in the world and a lot of understanding of how to use that in psychological manipulation. Unfortunately, it ends up with market crashes, with elites. It ends up with a lot of people having a lot less money. You see it in network marketing where people, the top 3% of the network marketing group, particularly when they do a broad spread, they recruit a lot of people. A lot of people drop off and all the money goes to the top first people who get involved. And a lot of people just get left to try something else. So that's something really important to get across, who to hire to do your marketing. If they're doing traditional modern marketing techniques, you need to really look at the full scope of what they are creating. Are they creating something sustainable that enriches a wide variety of people and doesn't say, yeah, it's the ones who work their butt off and the rest of them don't? which means 80 or 90% of the people miss out. And they say, well, they just didn't work hard enough. That's working within a system that enriches some at the expense of others. And that's not marketing, because eventually it brings the market down in a crash, or creates a recession or a depression, or a lot of resentful people, or a lot of waste of the greatest resource available on this planet, which is human resources. So that's first. The second, it's just know what you're looking for. You're looking for someone who you can create a win-win situation with. And the two of you will benefit in a way that benefits a lot of other people. It can benefit your family, for sure, no problem whatsoever. It can benefit their family, the people they love. But then it naturally spreads beyond that. Now, that's not the effect of most of the marketing that you see out there, which leads to questions like what Brett said. Who the hell do you hire to do your marketing? Because it's not like there's a lack of people out there marketing themselves as marketers. So why the question? If they're all coming from the right place, at least 1 in 12 people have a lot of skill. It's built into their nature. Now, that's just me using, something from astrology and stuff like that. And it's not an accurate figure, but there are a lot of people out there who've got a lot of marketing built into their nature. So it's not like there's not enough marketers out there. So why are people clamoring for marketers? It should be self-evident who you do, because they're the person who a marketer is someone who puts your message out in the market in a way that truly conveys the real benefit of that product or of what you're doing in such a way that people are attracted to it because it empowers them, and you benefit financially and they benefit in whichever area they're looking at. And that can include financially, and it creates a ripple effect where the financial and, well, let's put it this way, the empowerment, which includes financial, spreads deeply through society, through cultures and beyond cultures, from families to other families, to communities, to cultures, to countries, to humanity on a global level. And it's not some idealized, imposed political system or religious system or just wild idealism. It actually works. So you can't hire the right person if you're not in the right place bringing the right product. And that means you need to be in touch with your power, because it's your power that brings about quick results, reduces resistance, eliminates resistance fast, which makes you highly attractive to other people already before the marketing even gets done. You're a hot product ready to sell. And it's not because of a whole bunch of people all manipulating the system for you or whatever. I mean, that does happen all the time. It's because you bring the best of who you are to the table. Now, that power is not your strength. Strength is great. But the power comes from the feminine part of you. Now, that doesn't mean you have to be gay or anything like that, or a woman. The greatest problem women have is not knowing that they already are the source of power. Now, men are powerful as well. But women were designed to be the source of power. It's built into them already. Now, they get abused, they get mistreated, so do men all over the world. for all sorts of reasons which aren't part of this. That's not the problem. It's realizing that if you're a woman, it's in your nature to be powerful. And if you're a man, it's in your nature to be empowered by your own feminine, your own imagination, your own connection with the earth, your own body, by the women in your life, by the part of you that's vulnerable and sensitive and aware and soft. It's why in the top of martial arts, people become incredibly soft. They don't come, it's not MMA. It's like there's this flexibility and fluidity that comes there that makes them, that's where things like the 1-inch punch and all that come from. It's letting that power flow from within you out very fast. And that comes from your body. You don't think yourself into that state. So you find the power. I do a thing called the Power Cauldron. It's a 12-week program where we really address this at a really deeply profound level. I mention that because I'm talking from experience. I'm not talking from theory here. I've seen men and women discuss getting contact with where they're being powerful, come from their power, not in an idea, but just start talking about when that has happened, and then it starts happening and it becomes instantly magnetic, attractive, and it's like the best way of marketing yourself to other people I've ever come across. So there's that. And then you need to find someone. Now, the other thing about that is it's not your astrology, it's not your human design, it's not your skill sets according to psychology. They're all the tools that you have that need you to be powerful, that need your power. It's like having a refrigerator. It's a great refrigerator, terrific, but if it isn't plugged into the wall, it's no good. So you've got to get in contact with your power. Know what empowers you, know what you have to offer that empowers other people, not hypes them up mentally, not scares the hell out of them, or in terms of their instincts, or attracts them with their instincts about, they could thrive and be rich and all that sort of stuff. It isn't emotional, which requires emotional clarity. So it's not any of those. It's what switches your emotions on, brings clarity and lack of doubt to your mind, and takes you from struggling to thriving, from surviving to thriving. That's the missing ingredient. When you get that, you've got the magic potion. You find that in yourself, infuse that into your products, you're already ready to market. Secondly, you find someone who understands that. I've been doing a lot of that lately with a project I'm doing in this place in Lomsak in Phetchabun in Thailand. And it's extraordinary seeing really smart, clever investors and other people like that just go, so what's in it for me? And you start talking about the gratitude of a community, the ability to bring your business and their business together and create new businesses, the ability to support and empower what they're doing in exchange for, it's just like a whole new reality. And they go, no, I've got to think about this. But you're looking for the people who go, interesting, tell me more, not the people who go, no, I've got this strategy and you do this and you do this and you do this and it works. And I don't, I can make money while I sleep. It's like, why would you like to make money unconsciously? Now, you can set up a system that while you're sleeping, people can plug in and take advantage of the things and they're not constrained by your time zone. But to not have some sort of personal connection is you stop marketing. So they need to know that we're on the verge of the biggest marketing breakthrough of all time in human history. And if they're willing to do that and you're willing to do that and you feel that synergy, mate, for some of you, you'll take a day or two or three to decide. Some of you will know in your gut. Some of you will know instantly. Some of you will reflect on it. But when you make that decision, I'm ready to go to market. And two, you're the person I want to market me. And you do that from power rather than from intellect or emotion or instinct or strength. But you let the power bring all of those four factors to the table and they're ready to do it. It creates something that is so dynamic and so attractive. And then you get down to the technical things of putting the presentation, getting the nerds and the techno people in to create something that truly reflects that, and bang, you knock it out of the park. My 21 minutes is up. I'm leaving it there. You asked me, Brett, that was unprepared, on the spot. Tell me what